first question I get, okay, when residents just join, or those who are doing residency in all the years, especially once you're totally into that, into the entire, you're in the hospital, you're working around the clock, you have no time to even probably have a proper dinner or lunch. So then you say, the first question is, when do I study when I'm not getting time to study? So when do I study or how do I study? I just don't get the time, because once you start residency, it's going to be all about the hospital work and the patient, and there'll be so much of clerical work, so much of writing words, so much of file completion, so much of collecting investigations, sending investigations, working up the patient, writing the case sheet, writing the plan of management, doing the rounds. Everything is just so engrossing that you, by the end of the day, you're so tired. So when do you study when you are not getting time to study? That is the question I get most often. When do I study when I'm not getting time to study? Now, remember, as I said, it's not going to be like your undergraduate days or your internship days when you were preparing for NEET PG and you had access, you had a study room, you had the library, you had all your books, your notes, your everything right in front of you, and without any disturbance, you got so many months to study. Just all you were doing was studying. You were exclusively studying. Even in your MBBS days for your university exam, you had time to go to the library to study in your room to discuss with friends, because your college time was limited. But this is no longer college per se. This is you're basically working, right? And you're working around the clock. There may be no fixed times. So when do you study? Remember, you're always studying. Every experience that you are, if you're posted in the ward, even something as simple as the postnatal ward, or if you're posting is in the antenatal ward, the gynae ward, usually you'll be starting off with the antenatal ward or the postnatal ward. Remember, everything is a learning experience. Okay, writing a case sheet. Writing that case sheet is a learning experience. You come across a patient of preeclampsia, you see the treatment chart, that is a learning experience. So every single thing is a form of learning. Similarly, on the labor room, and this is going to be a huge part, 6 months. The NMC says 6 months of 3 years should be a labor room posting. Okay, and that labor room posting is very important, because obstetrics, delivering deliveries is the bread and butter of obs and gynae. So much you will learn in this 6 months. How we used to have it, we used to have it 2 months posting as a first year PG, 2 months as a second year, and 2 months as a senior PG, where we will be in control of everything. But of course, it differs. Some places have the entire 6 months in one go. So it depends on how your posting is. But remember, this labor room posting is where you actually learn so much. It's going to be the busiest you've ever been in your entire life. Okay, but this is the place where you'll be learning a lot of skills, especially come in your labor room posting. So this is another place where you'll be learning, constantly learning. Similarly, in the OPD, initially you'll probably not be seeing OPDs alone. You'll be put with a senior or a consultant. And here again, you learn, what will you learn in the OPD? You learn a lot of communication skills, how to talk to the patient, how to communicate, how to take a good history, how to examine the patient, how to do basic speculum examination, vaginal examination, taking a pap smear. So that itself is learning. Somebody will, of course, teach you. If there is nobody to teach you, you will observe somebody else, your colleague or senior or faculty or consultant doing it, and you will learn. Okay, and you can quickly just brush through important skills at that time. So it's very important to learn where you are. Similarly, in the OT, you will be seeing so much. You may not be understanding what's happening, what are the steps, what surgery is being done as a first year PG. But by simply observing, you can see the instruments being used. You can see how scrubbing is being done, how the instruments are being sterilized. What some idea you will have how to give a skin incision, how to do suturing. So much you can learn from being in the OT. And of course, you're working as a team. You will be the junior most person. You may have interns under you, so you may not be the junior most, but you'll have a lot of people to learn from. And remember, learning is not only from the doctors around you. Learning is from the nurses, from the nursing orderlies, from the even the GDAs. Everybody around you is going to teach you something. So it's very important to keep your ears open and your eyes open, because as I said, you're not going to get that luxury of studying in your room or library. Very, very, very less, probably towards the end, or when you have your lighter postings, will you have that luxury. Most of your time is going to be in the hospital, so you have to make the most of it. Okay, so that's very important. All right.